I'm gonna give you one of my favorite decision-making techniques. It'll enhance your life with tons of adventure and plenty of spontaneity. By the end of this video, you'll have an exciting new way to make regular-ass life just a little bit more interesting. Better Echoes is all about improving ourselves so we can uplift all. You're awesome, let's dive in. This video is about a concept that I like to call life on shuffle. Now this idea is awesome and it's always a party. It truly enhances your life and you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. It's also one of the ways that we can conquer indecision. Now it's really reserved for the lighter, less intense decisions in life, which is actually where we find ourselves most indecisive sometimes. Life on shuffle means deciding on a whim or leaving something up to chance. If you're training your decision-making muscle in a gym, then life on shuffle is your cheat day. This is like an immediate adventure pill. Use this idea anywhere where you normally feel frustration surrounding an inconsequential decision. Don't those inconsequential decisions end up being the biggest fights sometimes? The things that truly don't matter, that don't mean anything at all, but somehow they cause blow-ups? Kind of like this conversation. You ever have this one? Where would you like to go for dinner? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know, but like, where though? I don't know. Where would you prefer? I don't know either. Where would you like to go for dinner? Well, this can help you avoid that irritation, impatience, stagnation, and shortness of temper because it puts a clear path on the table and it didn't take that much emotional energy to actually get that path on the table. Not every decision has to be a gigantic deal, and that's where this idea really helps relieve some of that pressure. Plus, it could be an adventure, which is usually a good thing in a relationship. My favorite way to use this concept is to go to a restaurant that I already know that I like. That way the pressure level comes way down. I've been there a million times, I know they're consistently good, so I can change up my order this time without being too afraid. So I'll pick 2 different options from the menu and I'll tell the server, hey, no pressure, but I want you to choose completely randomly between these 2 dishes. And I'm not gonna be disappointed either way. I promise. And good evening to you, sir, who I see managed to grow a beard since 5 seconds ago in the video. A little bit of a continuity issue there, but nonetheless, me and my frozen pen are ready to let that go and take your order. What can we get for you tonight? So this might sound a little bit weird, but if you don't mind, I'd like to do either the Asian Zing Seitan wings or the vegan Philly cheesesteak. And I'd actually like for you to make the final decision. I don't want to know which one you're gonna choose, I just want to be surprised when the food comes out. It's a little adventure thing that I do. Is that okay with you? I mean, sure, I guess. Yeah, why not? Ah, you're the best. Thank you so much. I always feel a little bit awkward asking the waiter to participate in making that final decision, but it really does add value to my life. It's called Life on Shuffle. It's kind of like a little lottery game that I play with myself just to make life a little bit more interesting, so thank you. Yeah, I mean, it does sound interesting. And for a second there, I think they get a little bit nervous about having to make the right decision for me. Sometimes I think they hate that I do this, but I remind them that I'll be totally happy in either scenario. There's honestly no pressure in getting it right or wrong because with the options that I gave them, they can only actually get it right. It is impossible for you to choose incorrectly. I'm gonna be totally happy either way. And you're sure about this? 100%. As sure as Mr. Krabs loves money. I mean, damn, that's about as sure as anybody can be about anything now, isn't it? One something coming up. Then when the food arrives, they always have a big smile on their face and a story for me about how they ended up making that decision. Unless they hate it, which it is what it is in that case. I'm living an adventure. I recommend they try it too. It's always exciting. Try it out and you'll see. And then the extra perk of this is that I know what I'm gonna get next time I go to that restaurant. If they chose something and I ended up absolutely loving it, guess what? I'm gonna get that next time. And if I ended up not liking it as much as I thought I might, I'll get the other thing. This concept kind of just makes the decision for you. It's the universe deciding that this is the one you're gonna get today. You just gotta deal with that and enjoy whatever you get. Break the cycle of constantly predictably ordering your favorite dish. I promise stepping outside of that is gonna be a really healthy thing for you. Be adventurous and spontaneous and see what life throws your way. You might get a new favorite out of it, you might hate it, but you'll have an interesting story either way, and I guarantee you'll do it again. And it actually gives your brain a much needed break from having to decide correctly all the time, which we're always under that pressure. Give up that pressure. Just allow yourself to be wrong every once in a while and you might end up being really, really right. Also, the best time to use this concept is for things that usually result in frustration if they're not decided upon quickly. Think of any decision that you have to make where you might usually get annoyed if it takes too long and then use it there. For example, you ever reach this point in the conversation? We have been trying to decide on dinner for the last 45 minutes. Will you please just decide on something? And why can't you decide? Well, I don't think that face was very polite at all. Sounds like you could use some cooling off time. That's it, dinner's off. Both people are equally indecisive. They're both not making any progress. When we're caught in this loop, why should the impetus ever be on our partner to decide and break that loop? Either person in that skit could break the cycle easily at any given moment. Now, what I recommend is that person being you, because now you know about life on shuffle, and that can solve some of this problem for you. Just choose anything on a whim, there's your adventure, and you save yourself this bitter circular conundrum, and now you have a cool thing that'll happen because of it. Just see what life throws at you. If you pick a restaurant randomly and it's terrible, cool, just never go back and laugh about that memory. If you love it, on the other hand, cool, now you found a great new place with some of your new favorite dishes, and you can begin to frequent that spot. You got over the fear of doing it, and now you have a great story in either case. I've chosen places randomly before which turned out to have one of my now favorite dishes, but I've also chosen places at random before that have been total garbage. But I laugh and smile just the same when I think about those experiences too. Quick sidebar here from my wife. Remember before we moved upstate? I really am laughing about this situation. Remember before we moved upstate, we were walking around with our two friends in that town, and one of them was a little bit on the grumpy side and didn't want to choose somewhere to eat, so I just chose on a whim, and we ended up getting that crappy little sandwich place. That meal was terrible, and we all hated it, but that story is hilarious, and I smile about it now. Even though the food sucked, we still have an awesome memory from that. All right, back to the video. This idea can also be helpful because if you decide on a whim or leave something up to chance, you'll know more about what you really want after making that decision. So sit with your spontaneous decision for a second, really give it a chance to settle in and make some sense for you, and if you end up feeling good about it, that's your gut saying to roll with it. And if not, that's your gut saying, okay, change your mind, which is always fair of you to do. In either case though, Life on Shuffle actually showed you what you really wanted. We often think that decisions have to be final. They 100% do not. You are allowed to adjust if you feel like you're going down the wrong path. You should be empowered to do that. They just have to allow you to get started, and then what you do next is gauge your emotions and see if you have to make a different decision. Get off the ground first, and then if you need to make an adjustment, totally allowed. They're not stuck in stone because you decided you were going to do something and that was your word and you're going to make this happen now because you're a man and that's how it needs to be. No. It's unwise sometimes to stick with a decision after you realize that you should have changed your mind. Sometimes you're going to make a bad trade in the stock market. Maybe you have to get out of that trade. It is what it is. Just know that you can change your mind if you absolutely need to. It's called being smart. And now you can see how choosing something spontaneously contributes to an awesome life. Just making this video makes me want to go do this again soon. Honestly, it's been a while since I've done it, and I kind of missed that adventure. Try living life on shuffle soon. Either use it to pick the next restaurant you go to, or the next meal at a restaurant you already enjoy, or the next inconsequential decision you have to make. Watch it actually help you avoid a fight in your relationship and contribute something positive at the exact same time, because it actually can do both at the exact same time. Or you can use it to figure out what kind of Friday night you're gonna have, or what kind of pancakes you're even gonna have. Blueberry, raspberry, chocolate chip, coconut, peanut butter. I don't know. Why don't you just decide? They're pancakes. Have fun with it, damn it. Just calm yourself down. I'm sorry, I'm just passionate about pancakes, okay? Life on Shuffle can be so much fun, and it makes things way more interesting than regular boring-ass old life. Go out to dinner, use this concept, and then come back and put in the comments below how it actually went for you. I think we'd all be interested in your story. So this video is actually the little brother video to my other one about building your decision-making muscle and conquering indecisiveness. And if I may humbly recommend your next video, the link is in the description below, so you can catch up on how to make better decisions. Remember, do something that makes the world a better place this week. People need you. You are the better echo. Subscribe, like, get a sticker at the link below, or watch this video about sharpening your decision-making skills and conquering indecisiveness, and I will see you next time. Live like you